Previously on Describe Your Kill.
I heard that all chromatic dragons were killed in the remaster, so...
I will warn you, she is vicious and spiteful.
None of what you've just told me was remotely reassuring.
Marching in there going, can we have your key?
While she's busy eating us, you can steal the thing. Yes, I get how it works.
I could take a 20-foot fall while unconscious. Could you?
Anything you could do, I can do better.
As you are hit by a sonic wave.
Roll for initiative!
If someone pushed me out of the way of a moving bus, I wouldn't say that was hostile.
You hear an almighty roar. Our adventure continues now.
She is majestic and massive.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Happy Wednesday. It's another episode of Describe Your Kill. This is episode 15 and yet again I get it wrong in the episode, just once this time. Hope everyone is well. Remember, if you want to chat to us, me, the crew and our little community, head on over to the Discord. You can find the link for that at describeyourkill.com. So keep it short and sweet tonight. Here's episode 15, Dragonomics for Dummies. Hello and welcome back to episode 14 of the UK's leading Stolen Fate Adventure Path podcast. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Hello.
Hoi hoi.
Hiya.
Who's ready to die tonight?
Me.
In game or?
Either or.
I've just been swatted.
Wait, what's that
Happy
guy
Christmas,
doing parked
Chris.
outside my house?
Have you seen those VR pieces of kit you can get where if you get shot in the game, you actually kind of feel like you take a hit on the chest? Have you seen
Like
those?
haptic kind of
Yeah,
vest
haptics.
thing.
That's it. Maybe we need some Foundry haptics. I wonder if someone
It's
fill
not
that in.
realistic enough. You have
So you can
knives.
feel
I-
when you get
I
beaked.
think that's called a knife.
with those, how long in minutes do you think before someone just sort of looked at it and looked down and looked around and then looked down again?
Clearly for you, Jason, not long.
I think you've been the
Hey,
quickest
I've
one
not
to
got
make
one yet.
that
It's on my
connection
Christmas
yet.
list. Yeah.
He's looking at the wrist haptic going, well, I could squeeze you a bit.
Fuck it. What, you think I could get that round it? Jesus Christ.
How many minutes has it been?
I'm creating the wrong kind of content.
Good episode last week, boys. Some good plant combat. So I've been thinking a little bit. There used to be a TV show in the UK called Room 101. Anyone familiar with that? Anyone familiar with that?
Of course.
Come on, you familiar with that? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I grew up on
I
that.
think it originally comes from George Orwell's 1984.
Yeah.
I think. So the concept, if you're not familiar with Room 101, or the TV show at least, was that celebrities would go on there and just try and put things into Room 101 that genuinely annoy them or they think should just be removed from day-to-day society. So I was kind of thinking about that, and I was wondering if our players had anything that they would like to put into Room 101. Maybe we should name it relevant to the podcast. What do you think? Any suggestions?
Would have been good to have known about that more than like 6 seconds before you wanted a name. But
Maybe we'll think of one.
Throw us under the bus.
it's funny. Strangely enough, my one is when someone ambushes you with something on a live record.
Talking of ambushes, Jason, that's not a word you got to use last session, is it?
No, it isn't. I'm steaming. I've been angry about that for 2 weeks.
Listeners will not have a clue, so join our Patreon.
That was Matty
Not
getting
like
his
it.
own back and me going, well, Aaron doesn't put out much damage. Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Six times per day when he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matty, what would you put into your Room 101? If you had the choice.
It might be a bit generic, but I'm going to say slow walkers. I'm going to reveal
Ooh.
something.
Oh man,
not-
that was mine.
Oh, sorry,
it?
but I do get dibs on it as I'm going to reveal that I am 6'3", and it's not my choice to be walking at the pace that I am. It is just simply the length of my legs. So yeah,
You don't
slow
look that
walkers.
tall. I mean, I've met you.
Thank
He's
you
sitting
so
down.
much.
I was going to say sitting
Because I'm so
down.
I mean, you're sitting down. So,
I'm so dainty. You can only
do you always get the people going? Oh, what's the weather like up there? Oh,
yeah.
great Greg Davis
Yeah,
kind
it's
of.
you're tall as well, Chris. How tall are you?
I'm only 6'1", according to my Plenty of Fish profile.
Yeah, with your insteps.
yeah. Genuinely, my wife wanted to. When she found out that I was only 6'1", we were nearly divorced because she was like, "You put 6'1" on your profile." I was like, "Yeah, well, I was," and then it turns out it was just my hair. The extra inch, and she wouldn't go for anyone under 6 foot. So yeah.
Oh, heightest. That's a little
Oh,
reveal.
shit, it?
We
Yeah.
are not platforming these heightest views. So, yeah.
She doesn't listen, so we're all right.
Slow walkers are going in the room 101 for me.
Put that one in.
Going to put it on the side. Let's see what else. Jason, what have you got for the room 101?
I've got gym music playlists.
Oh,
Thankfully, I've not done it for a little while, but about a month or so ago, I forgot my headphones when I went to the gym. And my gym is about a 25-minute drive from where I live. I genuinely think if I got there tomorrow and realised I'd left my headphones, I would turn around and drive back home. They are the absolute drizzling shit.
what we got?
Is
What we
there is
talking?
nothing
Come on.
worse. It's like
Neil Diamond.
some
Pump it
dance
up.
remix of Yummy Yummy Yummy, I've got love in my tummy was the highlight today.
What?
Honestly,
That sounds
I
like
had
a
noise-cancelling
banger playlist, let's
headphones
be
in,
honest.
and I could still hear it through the headphones, and it was infuriating.
Mm.
There is no one out there will defend that music.
What's
I'm gonna
that
sure
gym
there is
called? I
someone.
don't mind commuting. It's
I was like, it's actually number one in the German charts right now.
I can't get enough of it, man.
Just
Very
can't
good.
get enough.
The David Hasselhoff remix.
Gym music playlists. Come on, let's stay with you. What's in your room 101?
Well, I was gonna say slow walkers.
Were you really?
Until
Was that
Matt
actually
just-
genuinely on your list?
Yes, because
I think that's
No,
2
no,
votes
Matt.
for slow walkers.
Matt just fucked me over with that. I do have a different reason though. I'm not very tall, but I choose to walk fast, and if you don't, then get out of my way. But I
Got places to be.
yeah.
Flying Commode strikes again.
But sure, yeah. Given that I have only had like 1 minute to come up with something new, I am going to say old people on public transportation.
Oh,
Oh, but that's where they spend a lot of time.
swinging
Yes,
here.
but
He's swinging
that-
here. Right, let's get into it.
Okay, so apologies if you are listening from public transport and are 80 plus or 70 plus.
Big part of our demographic.
Yeah. But why can't you act normal? Seriously. Why can't
Go
you
on.
act
Keep going.
I'm digging, man. I'm digging.
You act
I just got this image of this old person on the bus going, "Oh, fucking dicks!" out loud.
With headphones in.
Dicks? Yeah.
Off to Jason's gym. They probably like the playlist.
No, but I don't know if it's a German thing or not, but here old people are just fucking disrespectful, man. It's not even funny.
Hang on. What do you mean by disrespectful?
I mean they just cuss you out for no reason. They just yeah. I was sitting in a tram a couple of days ago, and across from me there was a free seat, right? Anyone could have just sat down, and this I'm gonna stay respectful here. This lady walked in, and
Old
just-
lady.
yes, and
Right.
she looked at me. She looked at the free seat. She hit me with her cane and said, "Why wouldn't you stand up?" And I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
So you've been assaulted.
So I said, "What do you mean? Leave me alone." And she was like, "Man, she's so disrespectful." And she just walked off. And I don't even know if she sat down somewhere else.
Oh my
But
god.
it was fun. I mean, maybe it's just the good old German charm.
Old
working its
German
magic.
people causing havoc on public transport. That's the
Old
opposite
German
in the UK.
people are like, man, they're poison to our society.
Were you wearing that hat, Commode, when it happened?
Yes, I was.
Hang on. It makes sense now.
Sounds like
What?
a right Grinch.
I I mean, I give off a festive vibe, don't I? Why would you want to physically assault that?
No, I think that should definitely be in there. Rude old people that are being, let's be honest, physically violent towards other people on buses. Chris, what's in your room 101?
Mine is corporate phrases.
Corporate phrases, okay?
Yeah.
I'll have
And-
to circle back to you on that one.
Yeah, no, go away. No, it physically makes me cringe. Keeping it, let's keep it warm. No,
Never.
don't like that.
Keep it warm.
that-
Oh, that's not
keeping
nice.
it warm. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
With all due respect, no. Get out. I don't know. It just does my nut in.
Touching
Some-
base.
Oh God, no.
Touch
Yeah.
base.
Stop it.
I'm
Stop
guilty
it.
of using the touch base
No,
sometimes.
no.
Should we pick that up offline?
No,
What does it
yeah,
mean?
no. Stop it.
I even think Craig used that touch base thing while working on the podcast a few months ago with us.
No, I don't mind a touch base.
No,
Don't
stop.
mind a touch base.
I did have a thing for, it is what it is as well. I like that kind of, it is what it is. Oh, no.
So
Why can't we
inane-
change?
inane
Why
phrases.
can it not change? So
Yeah.
it just makes my blood boil. So,
There is a tendency, though, in English, certainly, where using some of those corporate phrases are direct ways of being very passive-aggressive, aren't there? Sort of things like,
Yeah.
with reference to, meaning, why the fuck didn't you respond?
Yes.
Things like that.
Yeah.
There's someone I work
Kind
with.
regards
I just-
means I hate you more than life itself, that kind of thing.
Which is
There's-
fine. I don't mind it too much in an email, but when you're physically saying it to my face or you're saying it in a meeting, I'm like, oh, can't just the cringe glands go, like, can't
His
do it.
cringe receptors just flare.
Yeah,
up.
just man, all over the place. But
Oh,
there we
Jason,
go.
Muted.
Such is life.
Would you say it's a pain point for you?
Yeah, that's a big one. I have a colleague who, on a frequent basis, says, "Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater."
Yeah,
and
no.
I
Oh,
hate
really?
it so much, mainly because it reminds me of the Christkin now. So,
At least you can have a laugh about that.
That's the kind of baby
Yeah.
you want to throw out with the bathwater.
I'm not
as
going to
well.
threaten that baby. It's going to come and beat me up.
Yes.
Corporate phrases.
Corporate
All-
phrases.
All good choices.
What about you, Craig?
Come on, then, Craigle.
Well, it's weird because I was thinking about those. Some of those were weird flexes. I think they were kind of the cast of Describe or Kill wanting to flex. So we've got Matt with his tall flex. We've got Jason that he goes to the gym flex. We've got Kimone that he's
what
a
a
very.
flex.
We've got Kimone that he's a very fast walker flex.
Yeah, that's such a
and
flex, man.
Kimone's always on public transport flex.
It's
Yeah.
just
What a
it's-
flex.
Oh, money bags
Yeah.
over there. Do you know what I hate? People with small dicks. That's what No, I haven't really got anything to go in room 101, although life is, when you're married and have a full-time job
Here we go.
and a successful podcast, it's little wins in the house.
Okay.
So I've got to talk a bit quieter here. But,
Hang on, let me turn you up.
right. Let me just come in.
Shall I
So-
get
How
on
How
the
to
phone?
pitch
yeah?
shit. This is the one Mrs. Craig listens to.
Does she listen? Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, she'll listen to this episode, and only this episode.
There's currently an
check it out.
ongoing war around which way round the toilet paper goes when it's put in the bathroom. Now,
How is that
Okay.
even a discussion?
Okay.
now
okay.
you would expect it not to be command because everybody knows that the flap comes over the front, facing you for easy access. Are we all agreed? Do I have to
Yes.
find
Yes.
anyone?
Yes.
La-di-da-di-da, Mr. Flex with the toilet roll holder.
Or just
Ooh,
toilet
I
roll.
use toilet paper in 2023.
An adult gamer man using toilet paper. I'll
Brag.
have you know, we also have the wet wipe here for flushable wet
Ooh.
wipe.
You guys don't just use your fists.
Even the palm of your hand, your fist.
I'm
this
finding
is
that difficult at the moment.
This is appealing to a very different demographic.
Just sitting on the toilet, realizing he's done, and just gritting his teeth. Ah.
No, we don't have palms in Germany.
Just why the knuckle dusters? That's what I don't get. Merry Christmas, listeners.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Come on, that does bring me nicely onto the second point of argument within our house between me and the wife, but that's not for this podcast. Got that.
Oh, fucking hell.
Let's keep looking at the door handle.
Just to be clear, we've been recording for 10 minutes.
I do love as this podcast goes on, is the segments before the actual play just get longer and longer and longer.
Yeah. I think that's mainly because the players are putting off the fact that they are about to come into contact with a motherfucking dragon.
Yes!
I don't know what you mean. We're sitting at Stirrup and Barding, talking with
This is
Zero.
all a dream.
So, end of last session, we had a nasty fight with 3 of these plant creatures known as the Opali, the Dopali, the Tropali. And they had these huge trumpet-shaped petals, appendages of vines whipping out at you, blasting you with sonic damage. Malachi crit failed very satisfyingly, and then spent the whole combat pretty much hiding on the beach. Now, persistent damage. Talk about that.
No,
Who's got
definitely, go for
persistent
it.
damage?
I do.
Yes, sir. I do.
Yeah, me.
Everybody except Will.
No.
No, Wilhelm hasn't.
Persistent damage. So, combat has now ended. 3 creatures are dead. At the end of last session, of course, you heard from the south the deep rumblings of what you would suppose is indeed Sidisarax. You don't know, you can't see yet. But you are on this kind of beach area surrounded by this thick jungle. We are, of course, in the Mwangi Expanse in the Toa Uplands. Sent here by Blakenu to retrieve a massive key so that you, in turn, in theory, can take the Juggler card. So it was Aaron who finished off the creatures, is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into
Much
it then.
to Lupin's chagrin.
Okay, so I've got the persistent damage rules up. Aaron, Malachi, and Lupin are all under the effects of this persistent poison damage. 2d6 for Lupin and Aaron, and 4d6 for Malachi. So we will stay in initiative order. Aaron, you have 1 action left, and you have just heard the rumblings of a great beast. Over to you.
I misspoke. Sorry, Kimon reminded me I used my first action to move and 2 actions to destroy the creatures. So it's the end of my turn, so I need to roll my check now to see if I recover.
Okay, so you're going to take your 11 points. That's nearly max damage on that persistent. Roll your recovery check.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, there it
Woo!
is.
Natural 20 to start
Good
things
start.
off. Lupin, over to you.
Lupin has obviously heard this absolutely deafening roar. We'll look around and see that the plants are very much done. We'll call out to the others. So, I think we found our dragon. Let's get ourselves as ready as we can be. And Lupin will, for 1 action, will draw an elixir of life. For the second action, will neck it.
Okay.
So that is 26 points of healing for Lupin. And then this poison damage, has it come from sort of from poison on Lupin, or is it something that's like in his bloodstream, or basically can I spend an action like if it's on him, wiping it off to try and get a boost to the
Yeah, so it came from the creature's
check.
vines, is where it came from. And if you remember, there was this drain luck ability that it had. So you had to roll the fort save and roll twice. But I'm happy for you to spend an action to reduce the DC to 11.
Yep, cool.
So 2
and
actions to heal.
Yep, and then 1 action reducing, and that is turn. So I will do the.
Okay, let's
check. I'll
roll
need
your
to take that, yep.
damage.
7, so I'll take that 7
Points of
damage,
poison
and
damage.
Recovery check is
Oh,
that's a natural 2.
That's bad luck.
Wilhelm, Lupin fails to heal himself. What are you going to do? You are not currently poisoned. You are in this dense vegetation approaching the shore of this lakeshore cove.
Sadly, I'm not in possession of any healer's tools, so I am going to say that Wilhelm is going to spend his first action seeking for whatever made that noise.
Okay.
So basically just, listening to what direction it came from, or if you can see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to make you roll a perception check for that, Wilhelm. It was very sort of rumbly, but it was coming from the south of you.
Directly
So-
the south?
Yeah, directly from the south. Yeah, you can kind of just maybe make out through the trees. So it's very heavy, dense vegetation where you are, but you can kind of see through to the beach. You can see the lapping waves against the shore, and you'll see there's kind of a natural cave being formed, or a cave mouth just to the south of the beach area, around 30 to 40 feet south of where the sand and where the waves are currently hitting it. But that is definitely where the sound came from. I'm not going to make you use an action for that.
Okay, then. Perfect. Then I'm going... Yeah, Wilhelm is gonna... So if he wants to assist Malachi with his save, with his
Yes.
flat check,
Yes.
would that be a roll, or does he just have to spend actions?
You can spend 2 actions by pulling off some of these vines that are kind of... Malachi's got them really bad or wrapped around him, kind of giving him this poison damage. I'll let you take 2 actions to reduce the DC to 10
All right, then.
to try and get rid of some of these vines.
Then Wilhelm runs over to Malachi and does that, and that's his turn.
What are you doing? Get your hands off me.
Oh, Malachi. No, I wouldn't want that.
So that would bring it to Malachi's turn.
Before Wilhelm came up to Malachi, he was just like, after the scream of the dragon, was just like rocking back and forth a little bit,
Oh,
singing
no.
singing a little song to him as Wilhelm came up and was trying to soothe himself a little bit, and will
Right.
cast soothe on himself.
I was fully expecting a song then. Sorry, I was getting comfortable.
Don't get comfortable. I'm not singing it at the moment. Yeah, at 4th level, so he's singing a little song to himself, rocking
Bit
back and
of
forth.
Robert Plant, maybe.
Yeah, bit of Joy Division. For 36 points. And obviously Wilhelm comes up, and he will. I'm guessing that you're probably not going to give me another action to help get these vines off me to reduce it.
Yeah,
further.
Wilhelm's doing a pretty good job, but I'll reduce it to a DC 8 for
9.
you.
Yeah. Okay. That would be my turn.
Yep. Okay, Malachi. So here's your poison damage. 14 points of poison damage. And now it's a DC 8 flat
Come
check
on.
to get rid of this.
Malachi, if you fail this, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yay!
Natural
That's
20.
Second net 20 on a recovery check this session.
Get
I
them all out
I
of the way,
can't help
boys.
feeling we're wasting these.
Yeah, really wasting them.
Oh, if you could see my face now, everyone. 2 nat 20s on recovery rolls. All right, so Malachi is now cured.
How does it feel now, Craig? Hey.
I know. Aaron, you are cured.
Yeah, I'm going to use my turn to neck the potion that I drew last recording.
Apparently.
Check the tape.
Can someone check the tape, please?
That's why we do it.
Okay, and that is
Oh,
32
massive.
points of healing. Honestly, this is a really bad
What was
sign.
that on the 3d8?
32.
7, 8, and 7. Wow.
Yeah.
And then plus 10.
Okay.
Yeah, plus 10.
Right, so down that, feeling full of energy, Aaron
Yep.
rushes over to Mr. Malice and then starts helping him to remove these vines and brush off the poisonous pollen or whatever it is that's causing this
Sure.
injury.
Okay, so 1 action to do that. Usually it'd be 2 to bring it to a 10, so I'm going to say that brings it down to a 12 for Lupin, who is next up.
Yeah, Lupin will spend a couple of actions removing vines as well.
Okay.
And also, I didn't realise his elixir of life was the potion I have. It was just the sort of healing potion I have on me. It actually gives a +2 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes. Are you happy for me to roll that into this check as well?
No,
It's not
because
a
you're not
save, I
actually
think.
poisoned. Yeah,
That's
so,
fine. Yeah, no, that's
but
fine.
I'll
Is
tell
it?
you what,
No,
I'll make
just-
it a DC 7 for you.
Excellent. So here comes the natural 3. I need to take the damage. Sorry.
Oh yeah, let's give you your damage.
Oof.
Ooh, not bad.
Another
9
9
points of
damage.
poison.
That passes the DC.
Yeah.
Recovery check from Lupin.
Oh, natural 10.
Okay, rolls a 10. So you are now officially out of combat. Everybody is healed. You've heard this rumbling coming from the south. Over to you.
So Lupin is thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Sort of throws the last of these vines off him. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm still not quite feeling in dragon conquering shape just yet. So if you'll excuse me, and he flips the top off another potion and necks it. And this one is another elixir of life.
Good idea, Mr. Malice. I think I'll do the same. And Aaron pulls out another healing potion and drinks it.
Wilhelm, have you got an elixir of life or something that you can sort yourself out with?
I have two healing potions that I bought just today, but I'm doing well enough, I would say. I want to keep them in case I need them later, or one of you does.
Oh, well. And he gets one out and raises it to the sky and downs it.
What potion are you using, Malachi?
Elixir of life.
Cool.
Well, did you hear that, Wilhelm? That massive dragon. Well, I think it's a dragon. It might be a dragon. That's why we're here, isn't it?
As Malachi says that after downing his elixir, he notices Wilhelm has stepped past him, now standing closest to the perceived origin of that noise, with his rapier low to the ground but pointed in that direction and very on edge, and trying not to even look away from that place for just a second. And as you said, that you notice that Wilhelm doesn't seem to really listen to you at all.
Lupin sort of wanders up from, seems a little bit further behind Malachi and Wilhelm. He'll wander up sort of alongside them and sort of stand there for a second. And do we go to it, or do we call it to us?
I think that we must remember, of what I know of dragons, it's essential that we are respectful. I know that we don't think that she'll engage in conversation with us, but I'd like to at least try to be diplomatic. If we're to honor our request to try and keep her alive, at least.
Indeed. Looking through my gift, I wonder if there's anything we can present to her as a gift of sorts.
That's not a bad idea. And Aaron starts looking through his backpack.
Craig, just before we go any further, obviously we heard the roar. Can we hear anything else? Can we hear like movement, or was it just a roar?
Oh, okay. Why don't you all roll me? So you've all stepped up a little bit, not onto the beach itself, just down the sandy path. Why don't you all roll me perception checks?
Yep.
That is a natural 2. Aaron is busy looking in his bag.
Natural 4.
Ooh, net 20 from Wilhelm.
Oh, nice.
No.
Eyeing
Guys.
that cave has paid off.
32.
Rolling natural 20s this early.
Wasting.
Feed me your perception 20.
So Wilhelm, nat 20. You and Malachi, you heard, this kind of roar, this rumbling. And if you listen carefully, just through the breeze coming over the shore, through the leaves, you definitely hear a very deep, rumbly, bassy sound coming from the south, from this cave mouth. But nothing immediately appears to be threatening you at this second.
I wonder then if we have the luxury of doing so. If we might, because I'm not quite at full health. I'm 2/3 health.
Sure.
Same.
Yeah. If we have time to do so, I would perhaps treat wounds just to make sure we're... As I say, hopefully we don't want to fight a dragon, but if the dragon wants to fight us, we may not have a say in the matter.
Yeah, Aaron sees you looking towards the south and says, I think it's quiet enough. Just come here. And he pulls out his healer's tools and starts to treat wounds on you. That's 17 points of healing for you. That's a crit success on that. But it's only 4d8. So I'll give you...
On Wilhelm or on...
on Lupin.
On Lupin.
And now
Okay.
I will try to treat wounds on Wilhelm. Oh, that's low. It's only 5 points of healing.
It's fine. I didn't want this character anyway.
So, while while that's going on as well, is while Aaron was tending to Wilhelm, Lupin will have treated wounds on himself using natural medicine. Do I get the +2 for being in nature?
Oh, you are still very much in nature, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Just wanted to check.
Aaron gives Wilhelm a healing potion that he pulls out of his bag and says, I'm sorry, my skills with suturing are not particularly up to par, but maybe if you drink this, it'll help you.
Looking at the potion, Wilhelm pulls out his own and says, I have my own, thank you. And reluctantly drinks one of his 2 potions.
Can you give mine back then, please?
You did not take your potion.
I gave it to you. I dropped it on your character.
Oh.
Aaron giveth, Aaron taketh away.
And while we're doing this, Malachi is singing very quietly. Staying alive, staying alive.
Dragon comes out and immediately eats you.
Ooh, that's 2 8s and a 7.
That's a very good.
And we'll cast Soothe on Wilhelm. Oh, I feel perfectly fine now.
I'm 9 HP from full health. On a scale of 1 to 152, I feel like a solid 143.
We'll cast it on himself then.
I'm all right, Jack. Fine.
Ooh, not bad. 41 points of health.
Malachi, couldn't you have told me you can do that before I drank one of my 2 potions?
Wow. I was going to see how well you rolled.
Aaron gives him the side eye. So you're all healed up as best as you can. Jace, you happy now?
Yeah, good enough without delaying things any further. I'm like 25 hit points from top, so it's...
Now I'll continue, and you can have another Soothe.
Well, I don't want you to use all because we might need that.
Fine.
No, give him the
combat.
soothe.
Sure, give him to everyone, Malachi. It's fine. I'm not mad.
Not only do I eat natural 20s on perception checks, I also eat spell slots. They're one of my favourite delicacies between
That's
courses.
why I don't want to waste a spell slot, because we might need that if combat breaks out. That's why I was like, for the sake of...
Fine.
Yeah, for the sake of it, it's fine. It's like, if worst comes to worst, I've still got 2 potions myself, so I can drink that.
Fine.
So you are stood on this sandy path that's just about to open to this really quite pleasant, gorgeous beach. Think sort of Thailand, sort of East Africa, where there's like a lagoon and palm trees and jungle looking out over this gorgeous blue lake. But of course, just in your periphery of hearing, you hear this rumbling sound. What's going through Aaron's head as he stood in this kind of jungle copse?
Aaron is feeling incredibly nervous, and I think that he's kind of harkening back to the time we were last through the portal, and he was having to obviously address the Tengu in that kind of leadership role, which he'd never really had to do before. And I think that because he's thinking about ways to respectfully approach the dragon, he's thinking about doing that in her own tongue of Draconic and using the true speech wand, and he's just planning out what would I say to this creature, let alone like how would I try to talk to it, like what would I actually say. Lupin,
what's going through your mind?
Lupin is definitely a lot more nervous than he's trying to let on. He's well aware of the reputation of dragons. He's never encountered one. He's very aware reputation that they carry, and well aware that should this dragon decide that they're unwelcome, that they're about to have an extremely difficult afternoon. So he's sort of trying to psych himself up and get his game face on to try and negotiate effectively with this dragon.
All right, guys, so you are in this copse of trees, looking down at this beach, just right next to where it opens out. You can see a cave mouth to the south. What do you do?
It would not be perhaps wise to enter a dragon's lair uninvited. Should we announce our presence from here?
I was wondering the same thing. I think it may be wise to at least announce our presence and perhaps announce our arrival with a gift of some description. And Lupin takes off his cloak, which actually mechanically is a magical item. It's a cloak of repute. Takes off this very, very bright.
Not your Technicolor
dream
coat.
Absolutely, yeah. Taking off his basically thinking is that it looks extremely expensive. So is the thinking being is that if you were going to offer something, at least offer something that looks worth having. It may catch the dragon's eye.
Perhaps you keep that on and you could use its +1 bonus to diplomacy checks before you offer it to the dragon.
I dare say we're going to need a damn sight more than a +1 if this dragon doesn't want to chat.
That's a very cool effect that cloak has as well.
What is that, Jace? Tell us about
effect.
it.
Once per day is I can I can wield my great stature to make a request of a creature. If I roll a success on the check, I get a critical success instead. So that actually uses the Pathfinder's... There is actually a mechanic called Make a Request.
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is you can make a request of a creature that's friendly or helpful to you. So we're already going to have to get it to that friendly or helpful stage. But you would have to couch the request in terms that the target would accept, given their attitude. And basically... is if you get a success, the target agrees to your request, but they might demand, is okay, I'll do it, but you need this. If you fail, the target goes, no, you can't do that, but here is an alternative that's maybe, I'll lend it to you or something like that. And obviously the critical success is, here you go.
Okay.
So it's a nice one to have, but obviously in order to use it, we've got to get this creature to be the friendly or helpful, which is, I dare say, going to be a achievement in itself.
Does anyone speak Draconic?
No.
Not natively, but Lupin unfurls a scroll from his backpack and taps on it. I can learn. And it says it is a scroll of translate. Yeah.
I've been trying to practice, but not happened for me.
Does translate work like true speech, but just for one language?
I don't actually know whether it lets you speak. Oh no, it is. It's because it's heightened to 3rd level. I can also speak the language. So yeah, it's a single language.
Okay. Aaron draws the wand of true speech and says, "Well, if at least 2 of us can understand and communicate with the dragon, then that should all be all that we need." And Malachi and Wilhelm.
Indeed. Before we make too many presumptions, we should again perhaps check with the dragon. We do not wish to anger it by speaking a language it maybe deems we are not equipped to speak.
Yes, you're right. Mr. Malice, is there anything in your books or your scrolls that you carry that might tell us a little bit more about dragons, cloud dragons specifically?
I dare say I've forgotten a damn sight of a lot about it, but I can certainly have a flick through. And Lupin has a little bit of a rummage through his many, many pockets. Craig, can I attempt to recall knowledge check on cloud dragons?
You can, yeah. Arcana or nature?
Okay, so I have nature. Ugh, I am rolling absolute dog shit tonight. That's a natural 4 for 21.
You don't know.
I'm afraid I have bits and pieces on dragons, but the majority of my work is back at the saucy wench in the trunk. I'm afraid wasn't expecting to meet a cloud dragon this week.
Yes, and my instinct says that dragons are anything but common. So talking to them in common puts us on the back foot, perhaps. But we can always flick between the two. But that would be my instinct. If you're happy to go with it.
Yes, I think perhaps if we engage in common and perhaps ask how it would like us to proceed. At least again, we're putting the ball in its court rather than presuming.
Okay, so the plan, just so I'm clear, we're gonna announce our presence, and presumably, if she'll grant us an audience and emerge, you're gonna present the gift, and then we'll try and make the request of the gift in exchange for the key. And I mean, presumably, we might not even need to permanently have the key. We could just borrow it.
Yes, we should probably avoid angering the dragon by giving it a gift and then demanding payment for something we've given it, but we could perhaps certainly offer the gift for her time, and then we'll see perhaps what she would require for us to borrow or take the key.
And then if all else fails, I can sing a song. That would be my gift.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
If
all of us
all else fails.
I've got it.
if all else fails, literally every single possibility.
And I've got a good one. I've been writing it for a while. These dragons. Yes. I can't wait. I'm excited. So excited. Sounds like a good plan, though, Aaron. I'm well in.
Okay. Wilhelm, are you okay with this? I mean, I know that you've pledged to defend me and my life, but I realise that we're walking very much into a dragon's lair here.
Literally.
And the whole time, Wilhelm has just been sort of
Googling them.
passively listening to everything, not very much paying attention, but just still staring at that entrance and feeling surprisingly fine and not really fearful or concerned. And in his mind, he just keeps saying to himself, "You've trained for this. You have trained for this. Your life has been leading up to this moment. Prove your worth." And he turns to Aaron. Sorry, what did you say?
I just wanted to check that you're okay with the plan.
Yes, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Wilhelm, can you just repeat the plan back to us? Just so we know that you're absolutely involved in it. Because I spotted you
Calling them out.
You weren't listening. You were so focused.
Of course I was listening, Malachi. I can multitask.
I never ever thought I'd see the day where Malachi calls someone out for not paying attention.
I know.
Lupin is gonna offer his cloak, and we just hope that. Oh, that's enough for you. That's enough.
And at the end, remember, I'm singing a song. Just as
at the very end, and
then
if all else fails, yes,
the very end of our lives.
I'm singing a song.
I got that part. Yes,
Malachi, I cannot stress this clearly enough. Do not sing a note until I turn to you and say, "Malachi, please start singing." Am I exceptionally clear?
Oh no, you're calling me out. Yeah, I'm exceptionally clear. Like it will.
Yes,
I will. I know my role. I will know my role,
Yes.
and I will shut my mouth. It's fine. I know.
Even if I am dead, do not sing that song.
If the dragon eats me, and I am no longer able to vocalize those words, the instruction defers to Wilhelm.
If
If Wilhelm is also eaten, the instruction defers to Aaron.
if the song would literally
myself?
bring me back from the dead, I don't want to hear it.
if all of
However,
us die,
I'm the greatest of all time. Like it's fine. It's fine.
Malachi, I'm willing to concede. If I am eaten, and then Wilhelm is eaten, and then Aaron is eaten,
oh, then it goes to
then you can
Sidisrex.
sing the song. Yes. Ask Groldo.
If Grotto's not available, run it by Milton.
So,
And failing that, head back to the Still from Barding and see what the donkey has to say.
There's the weekly donkey mention. I was wondering.
Right.
Well, after disrespectfully decline that, but
Matt wanted to finish early. That's not happening.
We have now successfully established a clear hierarchy within this party.
So with that, is Lupin just unfurls the scroll he'd been holding and starts sort of quietly reading it to himself, and it is mechanically it is a level 3 scroll of translate, and the language Lupin is reading is Draconic.
I thought you were going to say a scroll of silence then.
Yes, nobody's got it.
Lupin very carefully pulls out and reads out level 3 scroll of silence, casts it on Malachi.
You've got all those implements. Do you perchance have any duct tape?
Aaron is going to use
Lupin.
the Wand of
Go on.
True Speech and start casting on himself.
And that will give you any language, right, Matt?
It will, yeah.
Okay. Lupin casts Translate. That lasts for 1 hour. The Wand of True Speech has been cast. That lasts for 1 hour. You are in this copse of trees, right near where the beach joins the foliage. What do you do?
Lupin takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, and looks at Aaron, and then looks out to the cave and calls out, in common, "Sidisarax! Sidisarax! Are you there?"
No answer.
Very respectful.
Yeah, indeed. So, Lupin takes off his cloak and sort of folds it neatly and holds it in his arms and starts to walk towards the cave.
Aaron will follow quite closely behind, and in common also will say, "Mighty Sidisarax, mistress of the clouds, please, we seek an audience."
And you hear this ungodly roar as a pearlescent-skinned blue cloud dragon erupts from the cave mouth, swirls about in a hazy mist, lands on this rock that's protruding from the water, and it looks like this.
So
my
good. Oh,
It
it's
looks
pretty.
so cool.
It's pretty.
The dragon, huge wings, lands on this outcrop of rock, mist billowing from its nostrils and mouth. You hear these deep-seated rumbles and roars from within its belly, and it looks directly at you, and it stares at you with its crystal blue eyes and screams out in common, "Thieves and trespassers! Leave this place now!"
Aaron drops to his knees and just says, "Please, mighty Sidisarax," and he's gesturing to the others, like, get down, get down.
Lupin bows deeply.
Malachi drops to a knee.
Why do you come to Sidisarax's lair?
We bring you a gift. We bring you a gift for your mere attention, Sidisarax. And Lupin sort of holds the cloak out in his arms. It is worth little compared to your mighty fortune, I am sure, but we hope your infinite benevolence will see fit to accept a small token of our gratitude for your time.
Sidisarax stares at you, extends its long neck out 15 feet towards you, looks at the cloak in your hand, snarls, "A petty trinket for a powerful dragon. You must do better."
Indeed we shall. Indeed we shall. We endeavour to do our best, as I'm sure you understand we are, but humble adventurers, and we offer you the best that we are able to offer you. But we can always do better, and we'll do so.
Perhaps our time, mighty Sidisarax, also. There are 4 of us, all capable of performing mighty feats that could serve you well if you had any use for us. A quest, perhaps.
I have no need of quests. I have no need of pathetic humans. Leave now before I make you my next meal.
All right, let's think about this.
Yeah.
Let's think about this.
Yeah, is...
Guys, say something.
We were directed here by Blankenu. We believe you know Blankenu, and as humans go, he is a relatively well-respected one.
Dwarf.
Isn't he a dwarf?
He's a relatively respected dwarf for a human.
Sorry, I had a bit of the Malachis.
Thank you.
Lekenu came for me. He came for my key. I have no intention of giving it up. If you came for the key, you can leave as well. Consider your life's the price paid.
Could we, I was trying to think, because of how we've tried to approach this with a gift and like the bowing and trying to be respectful, would we be able to count that as a make an impression roll?
You can certainly try and make an impression roll. Yes.
Not sounding.
She's
honest
let
at all.
you. When you make an impression, right, you've got to engage with someone. I think mechanically it's for an hour. A minute of conversation.
That should be a minute by now.
You've currently offered her a cloak, and she has told you what she thinks of said cloak.
A cloak worth 90 gold pieces.
How much? 90.
90.
She has let you know her understanding on that. So yes, you can make an impression, but I would argue as GM that you've not done much to make an impression, and just rolling on it is not going to help you.
So
Aaron, still on his knees, is holding his staff, and he holds it out and he says, "Please, mighty Sidisarax, I do not wish to test your patience by repeatedly asking, so I give you this last offer. This is my staff of enchantment. It is the only thing of value that I own. It is the only thing I carry with me from my homeland." And you can see that Aaron is pretty humbly dressed, and it is very clearly like the only object of great value or power that he carries with him. And he says, "I would be glad to exchange this in exchange for simply borrowing the key. Would you permit it?"
I would not. The key is not for you. What other trinkets do you hold?
Sidisrax, His Mighty Sidisrax, we are in possession of some artifacts of tremendous, possibly unquantifiable value. And he slowly reaches into his pocket and holds the paladin in his hand. My only regret is that we do not fully understand them, insofar as we may not be able to give them to you as such. It appears that when we've tried to, they always return to us. However, I'm sure someone as wise and mighty as yourself would perhaps at least understand and appreciate them. I would be happy to hand it to you for you to examine. And he holds the paladin sort of out in front of him.
So Disarax looks again.
Do I look like a keeper of keepsakes? A humble harrow card is not enough. Do you each possess one of these pathetic cards?
I do. And Malachi sort of stands next to Lupin and pulls out the vision card.
There are no pathetic cards in our deck.
You tiefling, what silver do you hold at your side?
Wilhelm, now not having said anything and also still standing upright, says, "What silver? Do you mean this?" And he points at his rapier.
Yes.
This is none of your concern, with all due respect.
Lupin winces slightly.
All due respect sounds like something from Malachi's corporate phrases room 101.
Malachi winces.
Why do you come here? Final warning.
We require the key that you possess. We have come here humbly to offer our services and gifts and treasures, all that we have, just in exchange for borrowing this key. A favor so beneath your time that it would trouble you less just to give us the key, and we would go, be on our way, and return it to you. And you would do us a mighty favor, and we would sing your praises all over the lands as we travel. We have come far. We have come so far from Absalom to be here. Please.
I am a cloud dragon of the Terwa uplands. You come here offering trinkets. The key is not for you, and your treasures will be for me.
reaches back its head, roars out at you. Roll for initiative.
Sake.
Oh, natural 18.
7.
Oh no, sorry, I read someone else's. I got a 1.
One question, Craig. As we were in
Here we
conversation
go. It's already started.
with the dragon,
Yeah.
and Wilhelm told the creature that it was none of its concern, would he be allowed to roll deception for initiative?
Deception. How have you deceived the dragon?
He's just not showing his intentions.
Sure.
Nice.
Call out your initiative numbers, please.
31 for Lupin.
42 for Wilhelm.
27 for Malachi.
And 19 for Aaron.
Poor Aaron.
Poor Aaron stuck on his knees trying to get up in the sand.
Oh,
Yeah.
You tried to negotiate with the dragon, but what you offered was, let's be honest, paltry. We are in initiative order. And I will tell you that for the dragon, I rolled a natural 18, giving it an initiative of 46, which means that the dragon will be going first.
Write that down. Its initiative modifier is 4
No!
higher than mine.
No!
I've also had an 18.
And as it lets out this thunderous roar out of its mouth, shooting down towards you, this mist becomes billowing out, and in the mist are these little flickers of electricity as a thundercloud comes bursting out in a 50-foot cone
Gosh.
that is going to get every single one of you. Roll a very important reflex save.
Ooh, not bad for me. 34 for Malachi.
34 for Aaron as well.
I am so going to use my warding tattoo on this one.
Oh, that's a good time for a natural 16, Lupin. 37.
Ooh, the bag of hair on Wilhelm's belt dissipates and gives him a +1.
Okay. I'm glad it dissipated this time. No throb.
Not this time, no. It's
I
not
wanted to
exciting
reuse
enough.
that bag.
What did you roll?
This is 33. If this is so important, I'm going to use a hero
Malachi,
point on that.
Aaron, Wilhelm, fail.
Oh, what?
Lupin passes.
As I said, I'm going to use a hero point on that.
When I said very, very important.
No, fuck you, hero point.
Oh, there
That's
you
an
go.
actual 18 for a 41. I've broken your encounter.
Well, I know who the dragon's attacking.
So Wilhelm uses his hero point to re-roll. Is that right, Kamone?
Yes.
And gets a 41 and passes. So Lupin and Wilhelm pass. Aaron and Malachi fail. Here comes 15 D6
Oh my
electricity damage. Oh, they're low
There's
numbers.
some ones in there.
Oh no, it's only 50 damage.
50 points of electricity damage. Malachi has got his electricity resistance on from the brass dwarf, of course.
I do indeed. 38 points for Malachi.
It's nice to start, as a GM, it's nice to start with a good initiative roll on a single creature and lay out 100 points of damage. The creature then swoops up, flaps its wings, and Sidisarax launches into the sky 80 feet above you.
We don't have to take the bait. If we can just get into the cave, and perhaps we could grab the key and flee.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, and then we can, leave her alive, as well as, staying alive.
Ha, ha, ha.
Oh
That's my song.
God. And Wilhelm looks at Aaron and says, or more like, no, he would look at Lupin and say, have you got this?
And sort of Lupin sort of side glances at Aaron. He says, yes, I've got it.
I trust you. And Wilhelm, as he runs toward the cave mouth, puts on his English, his
goggles.
Yes, his
Schnarflag?
goggles. No, his hood.
Hood.
His hood. You guys are so not helpful.
You're welcome.
So he puts on his hood for one action and turns invisible. For his second action, he's gonna run 30 feet.
So just for the listeners, there's a cave mouth is just to the south of where they are, about 50, 60 feet south, but there is a patch of water separating them from the beach to the cave mouth. Probably lots of crabs around.
Yeah, sure, then he would only reach this here, I think. And for his last action, as he is now invisible, he will try to hide.
Okay, in the water.
Yes.
All right.
So he's invisible in the water.
Do you
and
need
just
to
tries
hide if you're invisible then? Is that how it works?
He is hidden, but I
wants
would
to become
like to turn
undetected.
undetected, yes.
Okay, so hide.
When you become invisible, you become undetected, don't you? As part of the line of the spell?
I
or
think
the condition?
only if I'm not actively observed, but I mean, it would make sense for the enemy to know which square I'm in as I turn invisible. And if I then run, then you could argue that the creature can see
The splashing.
movement on the ground and the splashing.
Sure.
That's true.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use a hide action, which is natural 1.
Oh.
Very good. I am not
Splashing around in there.
Is there a penalty for crit failing the hide action?
I mean, he knows which square I'm in. I'm still invisible.
He knows what square you're in. Okay. All right, Wilhelm. So Wilhelm pushes into the water, attempting to get towards the cave just to the south of them, and is now sort of sitting and crouching, I imagine, in these waves that keep knocking him back a little bit on this lake. All right. Thank you, Wilhelm. Next up is Lupin Malice.
Seeing Wilhelm take off at a dead sprint, Lupin will, with one hand, draw his amulet from around his neck, and then with the other will draw a potion of electricity resistance, and then for his final action... So, yeah, I would like to exploit vulnerability on Stadisirax, please.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, that is... Oh, no, that is a natural 1.
Why did we roll at the start of the session?
All those 20s that I gobbled up.
I didn't fucking roll any of them.
Nom, 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 nom,
It's
nom,
all
nom,
you
nom.
bastards wasting them. So, yeah,
It's not fair.
critical failure. I cannot remember the right object to use and become distracted while I rummage through my esoterica. I become flat-footed until the beginning of my next turn.
Ooh, I will give you the flat-footed, or should I say, off-guard condition from Lupin. So is that one action, or was that your third action because you drew your...
That was my third action. Yeah, so drew the amulet, drew the potion, and then completely flunked the exploit button.
You can, so I believe, Jason, that you can actually draw with two hands if you wanted to drink the potion as well for your second action. So one action would be to double fit. Like imagine you've gone to the bar, you've ordered 2 pints.
Yeah, just draw.
Pretty sure that's...
I think that's
okay.
a new thing, isn't it?
That's part of the
believe
remaster.
That's it, remaster. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't sure if we were using that yet.
I'll
so
let you
yeah,
have a
okay,
double
cool.
fist. You're fighting a massive dragon.
And I've just rolled a natural 1 and made myself flat-footed. So thank you, benevolent GM.
I'll still kill you.
That's his turn.
Okay, so Lupin drinks his electricity resistance moderate, which is 10 resistance.
Yes, yep.
So that means that if he gets hit with any electricity, listeners, he will take 10 fewer damage. It's round 1 still. It is Malachi Bordello's turn.
Malachi taps Lupin on the shoulder and really quickly says to him, I think we're probably going to need to maybe do some running, or maybe you can get a better attack off, and just says in his ear, maybe you can be a bit quicker next time on the draw, and casts haste on him at 3rd level.
Nice.
Excellent.
And then
Friendly.
shouts out, just to anyone who's listening, we can do this, and Balamdar is not going to get in our way,
Balamdar.
and casts Inspire Courage.
Do you mean Stadisirax?
also Disarax, and Balandar is on our side.
Sometimes I wonder where the line is drawn between Chris and Malachi.
I do as well. Oh, I don't know what's
Even Chris doesn't
happening.
know.
Why is Balandar been brought into the... I am coming.
Balandar is on our side.
He's got a
And
different accent as well. I don't know if this was a bit or I don't know what it is, but okay. So cast
he got a
haste
bit
on
of
Lupin,
haste,
and then inspire courage.
and that would be my turn.
Next up is Aaron Spoke Point.
Okay, are we all heading for the cave? Because I'm thinking that if she is just going to keep flying around at these massive heights, she can just keep hitting us with these breath weapons. If we get in the cave, at least hopefully she'll be forced to the ground. And I know we're planning to run, but I'm just thinking that if we do need to, I don't think staying on the beach is the best option.
I was going to say, trying to do this fight in an open space is not going to end well for
could
us.
split up between the brushes and trees.
I just worry about being too far
Which
away
would-
from you in case she figures out you're in the cave, and then we're sandwiching her.
Yeah.
True. The thing is, if you go in here, then there's no escape. She can just cut us off.
I
And we're
think
fucked.
that's Aaron's instinct. He doesn't want you to be going in there alone, and he's not got you there to advise him otherwise.
All right then.
Mr. Malice is hasted, so are you gonna...
Craig's face just told me that this was the wrong decision.
All right, well, I'll change what I'm going
Like
to do
it.
then. If the GM's going to be pulling pantomime faces at my decisions.
I'm just listening. I love it.
All right, I need you. I don't know what to do then. Let me just think about it for a second.
His planning notes for this session are just healing, dragon conversation, and then with 2 exclamation marks, at least 1 character death.
No,
was just gonna
I've
say-
just got 3
That
letters.
happens
and
either
2
way, whatever we do.
I've got 3 letters. 2 of them are PK at the end. So
Yeah, it's just circled. He spent all week just circling it.
And unless you two want to go into the brush and like keep the fight out here, so that it frees me and Wilhelm up to go into the cave, because I can teleport us out of the cave so we don't get stuck on...
I think the only thing worse than 4 of us trying to fight a dragon is 2 of us trying to fight a dragon.
Okay.
There is no... I can't think of any good reason to separate the party. This thing could quite easily fuck all 4 of us up. It will fuck 2 of us up.
Okay, are you with me then on going into the cave?
I think, yeah, let's not try and fight this thing in the open. Let's get it at least into we are in a situation where it's looking unlikely we are going to avoid a fight. So let's at least try and fight it in,
We are
in a
in
rare area where,
initiative.
Yeah.
where we've got some degree of control. Because we've got no control here right now.
Okay, so I'm planning to teleport me and another person across the water to the entrance of the cave. I can only take 2 of us. Okay? And now my instinct is to take Malachi because you're hasted.
Yeah,
And
do
I
that.
know that she's going to go next, but she'll be able to see me and Malachi, so, there's
fine.
50-50 as to who she goes after.
Yeah, it is. Ultimately, I'm fine with that. If nothing else as well, is assuming Malachi has changed his armor. I've got a better AC than he has anyway. So.
Okay.
By
So
one.
yeah, no, I'm comfortable with that. It's the best of a bad scenario.
Okay, so Aaron grabs Malachi's hand and looks at Lupin and says, "Head for the cave." And then they disappear from right next to Lupin and appear 60 feet in the other direction, because I'm going to use my third action as to also increase the range from 30 feet to 60 feet, so we can get across the water to the beach.
okay.
Nice.
So
Would
that'll
have been
be
good to know.
yeah, but I was last in the initiative, so we would have been stuck.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we will move 60 feet over to the cave's entrance. So Malachi, you can move yourself over with me.
Yeah.
So we appear over there, and that's all 3 of my actions to do that.
So Disarax, 80 feet in the air, flapping its wings, sees you disappear and then rematerialize at the entrance of its cave. It is 80 feet in the air, but Sidisarax dive bombs directly down at a horrendous angle, lands on the sand, throwing out these huge plumes of sand right in front of you, and says,
Where do you think you're going?
and reaches out to smash you with its horn. Aaron, roll me a d6. So now Sidisarax has flown back into the cave, seeing you disappear to reappear near it.
That's a 1.
Is Aaron. Strikes
Okay.
down
Gonna
with its
suck.
horns.
Oh,
30
just
to
a
hit.
That's just a hit.
Here comes the damage.
Oof.
33
Ouch.
points of damage.
That hits hard.
It then takes a claw strike against you.
I might go down.
Sorry, no, the claw goes against Malachi.
Yep, that's
Yes, sir.
Oh come on! I don't have another flashback prepped.
Oh,
Oh shit!
oh, it's a natural 20.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my god, no.
Malachi, here
that's not
comes
ideal.
the damage.
Oh, Jesus.
That is 70 points of slashing damage.
Ow!
It then goes for another claw
Oh my
against
god! I
Aaron.
thought that was against Aaron.
Didn't it move and attack twice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Fine.
dragon things.
29 to hit, Aaron.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Oh, that is fucking good damage.
Yeah, I'm down.
Jesus.
I would like to point
Oh,
out that
Jesus
both
Christ.
of these hits against Aaron were within 2 points of AC, but I was too far away.
Aaron, that's 40 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, I'm down.
Aaron goes down.
I am dying. Again.
Aaron is dying 1. Move you in the initiative order to before the creature. It is Wilhelm's turn.
Fuck, what do I do? What do I do? Oh no. Okay, Wilhelm runs up to here, but his movement there is going to be a sneak. So he's gonna try to stealth this. So that's 32.
That is a pass.
Okay, so Wilhelm is now undetected, and he is going to... How far can Wilhelm see into the cave? He has low light vision.
To about here.
Okay. Guys, I don't know if this is a retreat situation.
Don't think we can.
Oh, we can. Wilhelm pulls out his last healing potion and desperately tries to get the downed Aaron to at least swallow some of it, and sort of kneels next to him and tries to, as gently and fast as he can, get him to drink it. And that's his turn.
Is that a hostile action?
Why would that be a hostile action, Craig? You tell me how that would be a hostile action.
Such a troll.
Wilhelm sneaks into the cave, remains undetected, and cures Aaron with a potion. Do you want to roll the healing there? Come on.
Yes. Oh, that's not that good. That's 23 points of healing.
Thank you very much.
Aaron comes back from dying 1, becomes wounded 1 with 23 points of healing.
Except
Wilhelm.
I don't, because
Oh!
I have the numb to death feat. My past has left me numb to death's call. The first time each day that I regain hit points while I'm dying, I regain additional hit points equal to my level, and I neither gain the wounded condition nor increase the value of this condition.
Very cool. Once per day, is that?
Yes.
Lovely. So not wounded 1. All right, that's Wilhelm's turn. Lupin, you are still on the beach, of course. You are 60 feet away from your companions.
So,
What do you do?
Yeah, Lupin has been sort of rummaging through his esoterica trying to find something for this cloud dragon, and then sort of suddenly looks up just in time to see this claw just absolutely go through Aaron, who the last he knew was stood right next to him. So he's like, he looks up, sees Aaron go down, and just
God, this all happens in seconds, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it is. Yeah, Lupin sort of remembering what he promised to Wilhelm, just sets off at a dead sprint. So he runs. Yeah, gets about 10 feet into the water, and then as he's running, he as this is a free action, is swaps from his amulet to his mirror. And while he's running, a mirror version 15 feet away at the other side of the water blinks into existence.
Nice.
So he basically one action to move, one action to use the mirror's reflection, and then he obviously sees, as he gets close enough, sees the sort of slight outline of Wilhelm. A slight outline of Wilhelm sort of administering the potion to Aaron, and sort of him waking up and gasping.
You can just see into this cave now, like the cave mouth looms above you, big enough for a dragon to get through, and you can see, yes, Aaron on the floor, and you can see Sidisarax within 10 feet of you.
So, for his third action, Lupin attempts to exploit vulnerability again. That's a natural 17 for 40.
40 against its DC. That is a success.
Nice.
Wonderful. So, exploit vulnerability. Mechanically, that means I learn about
Its highest weakness.
Yeah, so he's success. So I recall an important fact about the creature, learning its highest weakness, or one if it's got multiple, but not any other weaknesses, resistances, or immunities. If it doesn't have a weakness, or a mortal weakness as it's sort of known, I can exploit its personal antithesis, which is something unique to the Thaumaturge.
Lupin, I can tell you this creature has no weaknesses at all.
Superb. Okay, so I will use its personal antithesis. So that will be 14 points of damage. And then for his final action, because obviously he's hasted, that first move action, was quickened. That first move action was his stride. He will draw his sword cane.
Thank you, Lupin. It's the bottom of round 2. Aaron will be next because he went now before the creature due to dying. Malachi Bordello.
Taking that big old hit, kind of looks at Aaron and looks at the dragon and goes, why did you do, why? Just give us the key. That's all we want is the key. You've got the key. We've got the secret. Why can't we come to some sort of agreement? And sings, I've got the key. You've got the secret.
I knew it was coming.
I've got the key to the secret that I'm a goat. And casts.
I don't know what's happening. The players' faces are as confused as fuck.
Can we just,
Come on, have you never heard the key to secret?
Yes,
no, never.
I know, but-
Yeah, good. That's good. Good.
can we just leave him here?
We are gonna have. You've got to have a song. It's got to be a song. And casts. What's wrong with it? It was good. That was good. He's got the key. I've got the secret. It's all good.
What secret?
So-
it's a secret. Can't tell
What
you.
are you casting, Malachi?
Soothe on Aaron.
Soothe on Aaron. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Glad we got there.
Thank you very much.
Roll healing.
Oh, that's awful. 40 points of healing.
Oh, that is low on 5d10 plus 20.
Yeah, no good. Average-ish.
I think you've got one action left, Malachi.
I do have an action left. Oh, what have I got? Oh, I will cast Concordant Choir for one. It's not going to do much, but we'll try it. Concordant Choir at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I get, as he's singing, I've got the key, I've got the secret. I unleash a dangerous it's a save. A dangerous consonance of reverberating sound, focusing on a single target. So he really doesn't like my song, but he managed to.
So that was a
It
one
won't be
action
much.
version,
It'll
and
be a
I
little
rolled
bit.
a 36 for a pass.
So 4 points of damage.
4 points of sonic damage against the
It's a little bit.
massive cloud dragon.
Malachi, remember what we said about the singing?
Every little bit helps. Let's go.
Remember? Did you speak to the donkey, Malachi?
We're going to round 3. It's the top of round 3, where now sits Aaron the Slashin.
Oh no.
Boo!
Merry Christmas.
Okay, Aaron is going to, upon waking, is going to activate his enveloping light tattoo. The effects of a 4th level
Oh yeah.
light spell. So all those concentric circles drawn on his burned skin begin to kind of glow underneath his clothes and illuminate 60 feet in every direction. And at the end of each of my turns, I will regain 2d8 hit points.
Nice.
So that is 2 actions to do that.
Ooh.
And then for my 3rd action, Aaron is going to cast Shield.
It is Sidisarax's turn. She has swooped back down into her cave, blocking the path of Aaron and Malachi, who probably, when they snuck in, just as Aaron maybe not so much before he could see, Malachi does have dark vision. At the rear of the cave, Malachi, you probably just got a glimpse of a shimmering, literal mound of treasure at the back of the cave. But of course, this dragon, Sidisarax, has swooped down and blocked that path towards you. And you see the dragon there in front of you and whispers out and says,
You should not have come here.
and casts a spell. Wilhelm, you are invisible, and that would trigger an attack of opportunity.
Won't
if
use it. Nope.
you want to take it.
Nope.
And all around you, this swirling mist seeps from the nostrils of Sidisarax as you are placed in a massive cloud, making everything concealed to you. And with its final action, it takes a claw attack. In fact, let's go a jaws attack. Malachi, roll me a d6. 1 to 3 is Aaron, 4 to 6 is Malachi.
That would be me with a 5.
Malachi is going to take the jaws attack.
Don't worry.
Because
you got an AC
although
of
you
14.
are in the obscuring mist of this cloud, Sidisarax has no problems. You look up, Malachi, you look up 15 feet, 20 feet above you, you see these blue eyes and they are staring at you through the mist as all of a sudden these massive jaws come snapping down towards you. Here's the roll to hit. Oh, not a great roll. 34.
Is a hit.
Here comes the damage. That is 44 points of damage. Now, some of that is electricity.
I do not take the electricity damage. I take 32 points, which leaves him up.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
It's Wilhelm's turn.
Wilhelm seeing this and just thinking, okay, how can I get in and out as quick as I can? Starts doing exactly that. And so that's 20, 25, 30 feet for his first action.
Okay.
Can I make out some sort of back of the cave-ish? Some silhouette of a treasure mound or something?
So, yes, the back of the cave is illuminated, Wilhelm, and you see the massive treasure pile that's there. But there is a lot, and we're talking thousands and thousands of coins all piled up amongst other things. There's bags and pieces of armor and bottles. There's all sorts of stuff there. What I will allow you to do is roll a perception check to see if you can find what you're looking for.
That's what I was gonna ask, if I could roll a seek action or something.
You can. I'm going to make the DC the same as the creatures, which is a DC 34.
Ooh, so I need a natural 14.
Good luck.
Come on!
One of these natural 20 on perception checks. Would be
Net 20!
Let's go.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
He had his eyes trained on that cave right
I
from
was
the
going to
beginning.
lower the DC if you wanted to take 2 actions, but Wilhelm, not only do your keen eyes pick out the silhouette of a giant key with a natural 20, it is at the front of the treasure pile located just 15 feet away from you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Let's all go home now.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. All done. Just be quiet.
All right, I have 1 action left.
We can run. We can just grab it and run.
Wilhelm is going to move right in front of the key and end his turn there.
Wilhelm steps in front of the giant key. It's pretty big, Wilhelm, but I'm sure you can take it. It's mechanically 6 bulk, just for you to think about. Lupin,
Completely
you are
fine.
up.
My hands are free.
So Lupin.
We don't know that he's gone, do we? We
No,
haven't seen
I
him.
don't know. Yeah,
I suppose we'll see his footprints. Are we in the sand? I don't.
I am undetected. I specifically try to conceal myself, so I don't think any of you
Yeah,
would
I can't even
necessarily
see you
see
on
me
the
unless
map.
you seek.
No, I can't see on the map either.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm standing here, but that's meta knowledge.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
No, I know.
So yeah, Lupin has. I think is going to start to make an effort to put some damage into this creature. So is first obviously because there were two versions of Lupin because of the mirror. There was the one that was in the water and the one that wasn't. So the one that is still in the water, the one that's a little bit further north, will vanish. So that one disappears, and then the version of Lupin that's just next to Aaron will step forwards. I assume I'm okay to occupy that square, Craig?
Yes.
Yeah. And will take a stab at the dragon with his rapier.
Oh, Lupin
on.
steps up and tries to
Lupin,
hit.
did you steal my rapier?
Sidus
Not
Rex.
rapier, sorry, sword cane. Yeah, sorry.
Roll to hit.
Natural 5 for 27.
Do you think that's going to be a hit, Lupin? It's not.
I'm
No, it's a
optimistic
miss.
it might be a critical hit. It's a large creature.
It's a miss.
It's very difficult to miss.
I mean, we could also say the real indication of this, which is this is the concealment roll, which he passed with a natural 5. So now roll to attack.
That's true.
So yeah, with that, Lupin then moves away and back around the corner into the water.
Thank you, Lupin. Malachi.
Oh, hang on, shit! Retcon that. Sorry, I forgot I'm quickened, so I will take a second strike before doing so.
I thought you quickened Wilhelm. Sorry.
Wilhelm was
Fucking
quick.
Lupin.
No.
No. Okay.
Second strike with the attack penalty.
Oh,
Natural 1. Oh, I am rolling horrendous
rolled
tonight,
awful.
boys. Yeah.
Oh, he's looking up at that curtain. Bring it down.
Yeah. It's going to fall on me at this rate. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is turn. Horrendous.
Bottom of round 3, Malachi's turn.
Malachi is still singing. I've got the key. He's got the key. I've got the secret, and is going to cast Soothe on himself because he has got no health. At 6th level for 51, and is going to move out of the mist down towards the south of the creature, the south of the cave.
Into the cave, yep.
Into the cave. So for 2 actions, and for his 3rd action, is going to try and create a diversion. And-
Create a diversion.
Yeah.
Okay. Throwing out new things late in the sesh. Let's see what create a
Certainly,
diversion.
sorry.
Okay, you've got it to hand, so tell us what it is.
I'm going to attempt a single deception check and compare it to the perception DC of the creature. And
So you're
Yes.
creating a diversion. What are you doing to divert him? What are you saying?
I am singing a song. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Running around, clawing everyone down.
Okay.
it's a short song.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Most of
Roll
Malachi's
your
out.
deception check against the perception DC of this
Oh!
creature.
41.
That
18
is a
for 41.
success.
Cape of the Mountebank,
So-
giving a +2 there.
You will become hidden to each creature whose perception DC is less than or equal to my result. The hidden condition allows you to sneak away. This lasts until the end of my turn or until you do anything except step or use the hide or the sneak action or of the stealth skill.
Yeah, so you've moved for one action into the cave out of the mist. Your
Yeah.
second action is the diversion. For this to work, you then need to take another action for it to be distracted, right? Because it can still see you.
Yeah.
You need to now do something, right?
Okay, so I haven't got enough actions for that.
Malachi, what I'm going to say is, because I understand create diversion maybe not the right skill action to use here, but what you're trying to do is to keep it occupied, Sidisarax, whilst Wilhelm is pulling the key. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right. So what I'll say is you pass the creative diversion check. I'm not going
Yeah.
to punish you for that. What we'll say
Yeah.
is that you're going to prepare an aid check to help
Yeah.
Wilhelm when the time comes, and I will give you a +4 for that check when that happens.
That sounds ideal.
Sound fair?
Yep.
All right. Aeron, spoke point. Prone, lit up. What do you do?
I'm going to stand, because that'll be a good way to increase my AC.
And be attacked by an attack of opportunity.
Okay, yeah, Aaron stands for my first action. For my second action, I am going to... Because Malachi is shouting and trying to draw the dragon's attention, I'm going to assume that the dragon might take that bait and attack him. So I am going to cast Forbidding Ward on Malachi. And that will
Okay.
give him a +2 status bonus to his AC. And that is my turn.
Hey, thank you, Aeron. It is Sidisarax's turn. One thing I forgot to do, as I always do for these creatures, is that Sidisarax has an aura effect.
Of course
This
he does.
aura is called Frightful Presence. Sidisarax rears back her head and seeing all of you in her cave, well, apart from Wilhelm, of course, Malachi attempting to distract her, she releases the loudest roar you have heard yet. How dare you be in her cave? And we're going to now roll the checks for the Frightful Presence. Everybody roll will saves, please.
Is this an auditory effect?
I'm going to hero point
this
it
inhaled?
because I just rolled a natural
Aaron rolls
one.
a natural one.
Was it auditory, by the way?
No.
Craig? No.
Oh,
Okey-dokes.
that's not much better. That's a 22.
I'm going to reroll that too.
Jesus Christ.
So Aaron rolls a natural one. And
Re-rolled it.
Lupin.
22.
Lupin rolled a natural 13 for 35.
And I rerolled with a hero point for 36.
Aaron, did you roll a natural one and then a natural 3?
Yes.
Aaron has critically failed, not once but twice, using his hero point. Malachi crit failed, but then re-rolled into a pass. Wilhelm has failed, and Lupin has critically passed. Lupin, no effect.
Woo!
Malachi, nothing big. You're frightened 1.
Oh, nothing big.
Wilhelm, you've failed with a frightened 2.
But Wilhelm has a wonderful feature because fighters don't get enough called bravery. So even if he fails this check, whenever he would gain the frightened condition, it is reduced by 1.
Okay, so you become frightened 1.
Yes.
Aaron, you critically failed.
Mm-hmm.
You are frightened 4.
Oh my.
And the curtain comes down.
So frightened.
You've been listening to Describe Your Kill, The Death of Destiny. Find out more at describeyourkill.com. Thank you to Paizo, Michael Gelfi, Creator Chord, Sirenscape, Kevin McLeod, Foundry, and Sigil Services. Get all the links on our website. This podcast uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com.